Oh, no! Oh, we put her in the rhubarb there. What's going on, everybody? Rod here. On today's episode, we are going to bring in our living quarters. Dusty and I have decided what we're going to do for us and a few other guys. We are going to dig some ponds, and we need to get a tanker, fill it up with water, bring it in. Even though it looks like we're half flooded over here in our shop. What in the world's going on over here? Let's go check this out quick. Oh no. It must have rained a lot. That's not good. Alright. Well, we're going to go and start getting some of this stuff done. And hopefully you guys will be along for the ride. I don't remember. So we're going to have to take Dusty's pickup. What we're going to do first is we're going to go and grab... we decided on campers. So we're going to go and get some campers. And then we're going to go grab our truck and we're going to go get a tank trailer so that we can fill it up with some water. And then we're going to go dig a big old hole and get a good pond for our wash plant. Hopefully by the end of the day, we'll be sluicing. Okay, so we're here at the dealership. We already put our order in when they came in middle of last week. So we're gonna go ahead and pick out our trailers. Dusty wants one that he also wants me to pick up a side-by-side for him, and then you know, mine's just gonna be a decent kind of, you know, camper, and then we're gonna get a couple of extras for when the guys show up. Well, after that catastrophe, let's go ahead and get this out to the old property. It's pretty nice looking. So this is going to be Dusty's living quarters. Pretty cool looking setup here. Pretty heavy. I mean, we're loaded down, but this is what he wanted. We've got a little bit bigger of a camper, but we don't have the toy hauler on the back. That's okay, we don't need that. Man, this thing must be really heavy. This power stroke is weighted down. So the plan is we're gonna go ahead and get all these the living quarters out here to our location, and then we're gonna go and take our truck, pick up a tanker, and then we're gonna head down to the river, pick up some water, and then we gotta fill up you know, our pond that we're gonna pull from for the big red machine. Alright, so we gotta go find a good spot where we want to set up camp here. We want to stay away from the water. I think what we're gonna do is, I think this is a high spot back here. I think maybe we'll just kind of set them up back here. Yeah, I think right there will be fine. Okay. One down. 4 more, or all 3 more. Mine and the 2 for the greenhorns. Oh! Dusty's not going to be happy about that. Well, It's just not getting off to a good start, but that's okay. Hopefully Sparky can put a new tailgate on for us. We'll have to buy Dusty a tailgate. Wish they would have put a hitch on the back of this thing so I could pull them both, but that's okay. These things are super light, man. Not really a driveway, but it's the shortest way, so we'll use it.
What did he say?
Alright, time to go grab us a tanker trailer and go get it filled up with water. Oh, no! Oh, we put her in the rhubarb there? Sparky is not gonna be happy. I just hope he doesn't ever leave because, man, he's the glue that holds this whole thing together. I suppose it would help if we just quit breaking stuff. Alright, let's go into the dealership here and see what they've got available. morning there, folks. Rod Halfman here. Today, we've got some exciting news. We're all set up here. If you take a look around, we've got a couple of campers out here for our hired help. We've got my spot here, and we've got Dusty's over here. Now, we learned that our soil, our ground, is very rich from the top down. We don't know how far down it goes, but we know that we've got gold right at the top. So we're going to go ahead and we need to get a gold room set up, and then we're going to start digging and hauling some pay. So we're going to make sure we got all the right equipment. We still need to get a loader, and that was something we overlooked because we didn't think we'd be this far yet. So we're going to go ahead and we got to also get a pond dug out for our water source. So we're going to go ahead and get all that taken care of. And hopefully we'll be able to start running some dirt. If not this episode, maybe next episode. So stick with us. We'll try to get all this done. Alright, so as you can see, we've got our cut opened up. We're down to where we thought pay was. So this is as far down as we're going to go. But everything you see here is gold rich. So let's go head over here, take a look at our wash plant. So here's our setup up here. We're ready to go. I mean, we've got everything lined up, kind of ready to just do its thing. One thing that we haven't done, you know, we're going to have our tailings flying off the edge here, down into this little area down here. But we need a little pond for clean fresh water. So I think we need to first start doing that. But as we dig that out, that's all rich pay dirt. So we're going to get our truck over here, we're going to get our hoe over here, and we're going to just start getting her done. Right over here, if you remember, this is where we're going to stockpile stuff. So we'll go ahead and start that process. We haven't heard from Bucks in a while, which is good. He's kind of just letting us do our thing. Once we told him that we've got gold right on the surface, he kind of backed off, you know, a little bit, which was good. But that doesn't mean that we're out of the woods yet. We gotta get some gold running here, and we still have quite a bit of work to do before we can do that. So main goal today is just get where we're operational. Ooh, this thing is quiet in here. It's kind of nice. Well, we're gonna go ahead and get up here and just kind of figure out, you know, how deep do we want our pond, and we'll go from there. We've been keeping Sparky pretty busy. You know, he's been working on some things for us. He was very, very incremental in getting our wash plant set up, but as soon as we get our pond dug out, we're gonna get some piping laid in here, and should be pretty good there. We, you know, we don't have a lot of time left before the end of the season here. We've got, you know, well, you know, they say we've got 7 to 8 weeks, but there's no guarantee. You know, we could get snowed out in 3. We're just not sure. So the sooner we get all this done, the better we'll all be for it. I think a realistic goal for us this year would be 2,000 ounces. You know, I hope that we can make that happen, but who knows?
Rick Mess, spent years as a professional musician, playing the upright bass and touring with a 5-piece bluegrass band called the .357 String Band.
These things definitely go a lot slower when they're loaded. It's going to take a while. Long time to get this all taken care of. We might not be set up by the end of today. That's our first load of pay. We talked to our neighbor, and they're okay. They don't need an easement. So, and we're actually kind of talking to them about potentially picking up this chunk of land maybe next season. We'll have to see how much we get done in this cut here. I feel like we're gonna be here. We might be here for a while, but we might want the land. I see we're getting down to about where we want to be. We really got to get some more help out here. Oh, no! Oh, what happened? Oh, man. Sparky's not going to be very happy about this. We seem to have almost completely tipped our rock truck over. Well, you know, I kind of thought this was going to be a problem with how many trips we're making back and forth, and you know, I think the biggest deal is it's taken so long because that bucket is 6,500 liters. It takes almost 10 of them to fill this up. I think if we were able to not spend so much time sitting in the truck, we wouldn't get so tired. So I think we need to go figure out if we can find a better option for loading these trucks to get the stuff over here. In the meantime, I'm gonna have to get Sparky over here to try to get this thing from... Oh no, do we have this thing running yet? Oh, hopefully we didn't damage the engine. Well, we're gonna have to have Sparky come and take care of this. I better go shut this thing down. Alright, we're going to head to the shop and we're going to see if we can find a better option. Alright, we made it back to our truck. We're going to head into town and see what we can figure out for, well, you know, we got to look at loaders. We'll see if there's any up for used loaders. And then we need to see if we can maybe find a better option for an excavator. Oh, man. Pretty stressful start to the day. Whoa, you can definitely tell it's starting to get cold. The leaves are changing. You know, the grass is turning brown. We're just, you know, we're really up against the clock here. It's not very good. Alright, so we've got our truck here. Let's go see what we can figure out. Okay. Well, we were able to find a few pieces of equipment. We did elect to finance them because we're running really low on funds. We've got that grant that we've kind of burned through, our initial investment from Bucks we've burned through. We need this last $300,000 to cover us on fuel. That's basically the story. You know, a couple of guys that we've got at the site, we got to pay them. But otherwise, let's take a look at our equipment. So we went ahead and we got our loader with a high tip bucket here. We elected to go with a little bit bigger, better excavator here with a much better, bigger bucket. So let's go ahead. We're going to have to go and get our trailer. I can't remember why our truck is here, but our trailer isn't. But we're going to have to go get our trailer and come pick up our equipment and get it back. Hopefully Sparky got our truck back right side up and we can get some more work done. I cannot believe that it's still flooded out here. It's been so dry, it hasn't rained in a week, but the ground is just, it's so saturated it's not absorbing the water. Alright, we've got our trailer loaded up. Gotta head back into town. We're gonna pick up our loader, and then what we'll probably do is we're gonna actually, we financed our new big excavator. It was about $2 million. We spent, I don't remember how much we spent on our current backhoe, but we're gonna go ahead and turn that back into the dealership, see what they'll give us for it. Gosh, you know, now that I'm looking at it, this bucket is massive. Look how much bigger it is than the machine itself. That's crazy. But I think it'll be good for us. Sparky must have tuned up our rig here for us. Oh no! Just as soon as I say that, we go ahead and totally beach ourselves. I think we're okay. Load shifted a little bit, but we'll get her out here. We're almost there and won't be any issue after that. You know, the more I think about it, depending on how things go, we may be able to get rid of our dozer also. We might be able to turn that thing back in. Well, it looks like Sparky got our loader, or our rock truck unstuck, so that's good at least. Now, if you remember, this thing was a pain to get here. So, we're going to have to take it real nice and slow. Definitely making us work for it today. So far, things have not gone as we would have liked. But that's okay because we're getting it sorted out. For some reason, this thing keeps shifting more and more the further we go. Hopefully we can just get up here to the shop and be done with it. This thing has been nothing but trouble ever since we picked it up. And I really like the Komatsu brand, but the support just hasn't been there. I think we're looking at probably switching most of our stuff over to Cat. Now I know I still have the rock truck and I just picked up that loader, but to be totally honest with you, you know, the loader, the only reason I did that was for the bucket. If we could find a bigger bucket that'll work on another loader, we'll definitely give that a whirl. Yeah, I mean, just look. You can tell there's a clear difference. Difference in size. You versus the guy she tells you not to worry about. Oh, you hear that? That thing is a beast. Oh, I like this. The controls are so much more crisp, man. You can just tell that thing's gonna be way better. I better go ahead here and talk to these guys and make sure we're good on this tree. Well, we didn't get back nearly as much as we had hoped, but we did put it through its paces. You know, we just learned it wasn't really the right one for us, so that's okay. Sometimes you learn. All right, let's get back to our spot here, and we'll go ahead and get this big old heavy girl unloaded. We're gonna have to go slow again, it looks like. Very top heavy. This one's a lot more stable. I think this is going to be a lot better for us. We'll be able to be much more productive. Alright, let's see what we've got. Much better. This will definitely be a good step in the right direction. Not even 2 full scoops. Now I'm kind of in a predicament. Do I get a bigger truck? Oh, Rod Halfman. Half man, half machine isn't helping right now. I think we need to go find another truck, a bigger truck that's going to carry a lot more material. I think we're gonna go ahead and run this thing back to the dealership too and see if we can find a better option. Alright, let's go inside and see what they'll give us for this and see if there's anything else we could use. Okay, well, we made a decision. There it is. That thing is massive. I don't think she's gonna fit on our trailer though. You know what? This isn't gonna work. I'm gonna have to go and talk to these guys again. I guess my eyes are way too big. Okay. We decided to go with this Volvo here. Reason being, we can hold, I think, double the capacity. So instead of 40 liters, we can hold 80 liters. So that'll be good for us, I think. You know, and maybe we'll get a couple of trucks, you know, I'll get a couple other people running truck with us. That would probably be pretty helpful. Alright. Let's go ahead and get out of here. Did I just hear a ship? I could have swore I just heard like a barge or something. Alright, we gotta get back. We gotta quit all this monkeying around and get some work done today. It's almost time to break for lunch though, so we'll get back. We'll see. I think Dusty said he was gonna go ahead and grill up some burgers for us. You know, he's feeling a lot better about the situation. You know, he's up here from down in the lower 48 trying to make a living just like we are, so you know, I don't want to waste anybody's time, mine included, so we're gonna do everything in our power to just go ahead and get this done, do it right. Yeah, I think we've made some good upgrades here. You know, we're just gonna keep on hammering this out, trying to get our pond dug out here. I think it'll go a lot quicker now that we went ahead and upgraded some of our equipment. So we're gonna go ahead and work on this a little bit more. We're gonna go take lunch. All right, as you can see, we've upgraded our excavator, we've upgraded our rock truck, and we're gonna make short work of digging our pond here. As you can see, we're down to the bottom there. It's gonna be a pretty deep pond. So anyways, it's time to go ahead and shut it down. We gotta go get a bite to eat here. We've gotten a lot done today. We didn't get done what we wanted to, but we're gonna keep hammering away at this and see what we can do by next week. We talked to Bucks a little bit. He's not as on edge as he was. Dusty's happy with the way things are going. Sparky's keeping us going. Yeah, I don't really see why this isn't going to be a successful venture for us. So, until next time, remember, this is Rod Halfman, and we're shutting it down.